Hello, everybody. Today, basically, we're going to have a very nice topic. In every book, they use the abbreviations in a completely different way. Some call piercing, some call sewing, some call jerking, some call chopping. Basically, is when it's the level, the horizontal level is basically being chopped or jerked. I will right now write you and I'll explain what's going on and the most important thing, how to behave, and then I'll show you a few different examples. Most of the time, the big buyer and the big seller accumulate in a position in a flat. Most of the time, basically, they don't do anything when the market is going up or going down, because for them, this when the position is getting already taken out. So their job is to make sure the price is not going to go far away from the level in order for them to accumulate. What they're going to do, I mean, we're talking about the big buyer or a big seller. Big buyer or a big seller is going to basically stick with the horizontal level, whatever, call it support or resistance, irrelevant. And they're going to make sure that this level is going to get chopped for one simple reason. Just ask yourself a question. First of all, I'll try to explain for you in theory and then prove it to you in practice in charts. Ask yourself a question. For example, if it's a flat, completely flat, I mean, it's no moves, and the instrument doesn't go anywhere, no, neither up or down. It just stays flat. Who is going to sell? Nobody. Why? Why would you sell if you have no risk? And for example, you bought or you sold it, you're long or you're short, it doesn't matter. If it's all completely flat, you're definitely not going to get out. And you're not going to get out for one simple thing, and for one simple reason, because it doesn't go against you. Once it goes against you, you will buy or sell. So what the big buyer or a big seller is doing on the chart, they want to make sure that the instrument is going to go up and down. So they try to chop the level for one simple thing and one simple reason, to show you that the instrument is going somewhere. And when you're going to see the instrument is going, you either basically behave yourself with a short or a long position. So that's what it is. So that's what they need in order to chop the market. I will show you right now how to behave in this situation, because a lot of times you get chopped out, you think it's the false breakout, it's a 5 false breakout, and you're going to get out of the position. And definitely that's the way they try to trick you. So I'm going to show you my screen, first of all, in Paint, and explain for you how it all works. You understand this in theory, then basically you understand this in practice. So what do you have? You have, let's say, horizontal level. Let's say it was the breakout, right? So, for example, then you see the level is get chopped like this. A couple of different ways. So you don't know what's going on. First of all, you think it's a false breakout, but you should understand one simple thing, and I guarantee it's going to save you money. False breakout can be against the level only once. What does it mean? If you have a situation like this, or you have a situation like this, or you have a false breakout with a 2-bar, that's all. After that, it's basically the level is get chopped around, or as I said, you can call jerking or piercing or sewing. It doesn't matter. Here, it's not a false breakout. They chop in the level for one simple thing. They want to accumulate the position. So what they do, they creating a motion on this level, making sure they're going to take these guys out, take these guys out. What they try to do, they try to build a position for themselves. So in that particular case scenario, when they do that, what is the best way to do? I'll show it to you right now how to behave. Basically, you have level, right? And if the level is getting chopped like this, you try to figure it out. What do? You basically try to draw the channel. But this is wrong. And I tell you why. Why it's wrong. Because you can have a lot of false breakouts here. And most of the time they're going to do this. They're going to try to get you back in the channel. That's what they try to build a position. How to behave in this situation and how to make money. You'll be surprised. It's a very simple thing. You have to make sure that one of the bar, it's open, close, it's not breaking the level. It can be basically, it can touch, for example, but it cannot break. In this case scenario, the big buyer and the big seller shows you that which direction he takes. So what it is, when you see that basically it's chopping around, and you can participate in this if one bar, doesn't matter, any, it's relevant the size of the bar, it's irrelevant the color of the bar, it can be like this. The most important thing, one of the bar supposed to stay above or below level. As I said, it can touch, but it cannot break. In this case scenario, the big buyer, big sellers shows you that they build in a position and they show you which direction it takes. So let's say we'll get a few times and we'll try to figure it out how it works. For example, take a look. This level has been chopped. Look at this. Chopped, chopped, chopped. And then one of the bar, you see, open and lower, and it shows you the direction. Here, again, chopped, chopped. It's opening, and it shows you the direction. So let's see. In this case scenario, you see, you wouldn't do anything, and that's the biggest problem. Because a lot of times, the market is chopping, and it does not show you the direction. But you have something like this. See? When the market is chopping, you see? Chop, up, 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 and then one of the bar open, close, and it's not breaking down, and it's not breaking up, and it took the whole direction. So again, I will draw to you one more time what to do, and I promise you one thing. Once you're going to see something like this, you're going to already know what to do. If you see some situation like this, when it's chopping the level, make sure that one of the bar is going to open, close, and it will not break the level. It can touch, but it cannot break. Thank you, guys. It's the end of the lesson. Jerking, chopping, piercing, and sewing over the horizontal level. Thank you, and have a nice